Hey everyone and welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV, where today it is time for our next miner episode. Time for level 55 mining. Minion roulette for the day is, hey, stop pointing at me. Alright then, let's get started. Hello there, Heimerick. Heimerick has a job for you and you alone. Professor, I was just looking for you. Tell me, where do you find quality titanium? Dravanian Forelands north of Tailfeather. It's unfortunately not a guaranteed spawn. Maybe I should start at the beginning. House Fort Thomas to take the van in a new offensive against the Dravanians alongside the Temple Knights. 'Tis a risky gambit and they'll need the very best gear to succeed. Blades that won't blunt against dragon scale and armor that'll withstand Dravanian claws. Normal metal just won't cut it. Which takes me back to titanium. The smithies tell me it's the only metal that'll serve and they need a proper reserve to armor all the knights. So do you happen to know where we might find a goodly vein of ore? Your expression's telling me you don't. Well, it's a good thing I'm prepared then. This is a sample of titanium ore. Take that to your guildmaster and see if she can tell you anything. But I've mined plenty of titanium at this. Not gonna question it. Alright, on to the Miners Guild then. Let's go see if Adalberta knows where the titanium can be found. Dude, I think you need someone to help you with lifting that. That is really heavy. And you're clearly not succeeding. Satora, gods, it feels like an age since we last spoke. Tell me, how are you enjoying prospecting up north? You must have a tale or two. I've got a sample of ore, I need to know where it's found. More titanium is this? No. Why does no one ever just come to visit with me? All work and no play for the guildmaster. Let me take a look, Adalberta. There's something about this here sample. Work. Is that all you can think of? Gods, the two of you. Fine, take it. Satora, you're in need of a location to mine more of these, yes? The thing is, I've seen the same ore before. 'Twas back when I was little, more than a cub. Someone brought it to Father for appraisal, a hunter who found it while working in the Dravanian Forelands. Father had never seen its like before, but he recognized it as titanium. I tell you, this sample is a spitting image of that one. I am glad you were looking so closely, White Gully. I remember now, Deep Canyon did tell me of that ore, and said it was extremely pure. And if the hunter found it in the Dravanian Forelands, the reserve may well be there. That said, titanium is rare, and the hunter may have just found it by chance. But go and see what you can dig up. If you do find a vein, maybe that'll help settle my debt to you. Alright, thank you for your advice. Let's get back to Ishgard. Alright, Heimerick, good news. I got a lead on where we can find more titanium. Professor, have you found out anything? Yeah, I was told it can be found potentially in the Dravanian Forelands. In the Dravanian Forelands, eh? And then the deposits like to be in the Chocobo Forest. Hunters don't leave the area for fear of dragons. Of course, 2 chunks of titanium don't meet a proper load, but it's a good lead and I'm willing to bet on it. Ha, 'tis time to summon the lads. We'll see you in the Chocobo Forest, Professor. Alright then, let's head off there and meet up so we can go collect ourselves some titanium. Alright, well we know exactly where this sample was found, because we have mined up plenty of it before. So north we go into the forest. And let's go find some more. How many samples are you gonna want? Probably 10 or so? Just to confirm that it can be found in abundance here. There you are, Heimerick, Hatchling, Muscles. How y'all doing? Yes? Just saying hello. We was waiting for you, Professor. And I am here now. Good, that's a lot of us raiders. The lads have all got their orders, so let's get to it. Captain, I don't understand. Why aren't you having the raiders know the lay of the land guard our flank? Why? Why? That's a good question, actually. Muscles, you take the perimeter. Alright, Professor, you know the drill. If you can find 10 samples of titanium hereabouts, that'll be proof enough of a good load of ore beneath these trees. Hatchling, hang back with me. I'll need a runner if I need to change my orders. Now let's move out. Alright, let's get searching. I'm doing my best to help out the captain. He'll have a much worse nickname for me if I muck it up. You believe you me? Well, Hatchling, I gotta say, from what he's told me, he actually thinks rather fondly of you. You're just lacking in years of experience. But that's everybody at some point. So I don't think you gotta worry too much about him giving you a crappy nickname. Alright, there's our titanium. Let's get harvesting. Give me a nice bunch of it. 10 for the quest and a few more for me. And let's go make our delivery. And this quest is going to give me a very, very valuable ability that I have been waiting for quite a long time. If there is any gatherer quest that you should do, you should at the very least make your way up through your level 55 gatherer quest for mining and botanists, because the reward is worth it. Have you found the 10 chunks of ore? Can you find them? I got them right here. Ha! You've rightly earned your pay today, Professor. This ore proves there's a load of titanium here worth mining. And the lads have come through with little more than a scratch on them. I'll have my head held high when I tell the count. Slow down, Captain. Muscles ain't come back yet. Said he was going to clear the road home and went off on his lonesome. I've given Muscles leave to do as he sees fit. The man's never been beat by monsters or men, and his service record's spotless. He can handle himself just fine. Why do you keep me on a bloody leash then? I've never been beaten by monsters neither. And if that holds true for 10 name days, I'll think on it. But if I let you off the leash now, you're like to get killed. You're just too young, Hatchling. Says you, Captain. The monsters are no more. They will not come again for a time. That's a good man, Muscles. Now let's get back to Ishgard. Alright, we have retrieved our ore. Hatchling seems a little bit grumpy about being kept on a leash. Heinrich, you're gonna need to deal with that, unfortunately. Because that seems like a pretty reasonable and justified frustration. At the very least, you're going to need to explain more than, if you survive for 10 years, I will let you go do things on your own. As for Tom was right pleased with what we did today, and that thanks is owed to you. My raiders are running like a proper army these days. Everyone understands their place and does their duty. Even Hatchling. The lad's got a bright future, if I can buff the edges off of him. The young, eh? Bunch of cocky arses. I've seen more than a few lose their lives over stupid quarrels of honor. Not worth worrying over the dead, is it? Any road, Professor, there'll be new work coming. Till then, just keep on mining. And our reward, other than a new tool, which we're not going to be using because I like to craft my own tools, Luck of the Mountaineer uncovers the gathering node's hidden items. No more do we need to keep trying various nodes, hoping that titanium will show up, or mithril ore will show up, or a map will show up. Because we can just spend 200 GP and boom, there it is right there. Awesome. Such a useful ability. Give me those silver pieces. I am so glad to finally have it. And it went right where I wanted it to go. Perfect. Alright, let's get started on the gathering log for today. We are actually all caught up on all the gathering through level 55. But I do want to go ahead and grab what other items we have access to currently with where we've explored. So, I'm going to run around and start grabbing a few things. Alright, starting out just outside of Onyx Shrine in the Dravanian Forelands, just to the southeast. We've got some mining spots around here we want to check out. And what do you have for us? You're going to be giving us lots of new stuff. Ooh, what do we want to grab first? Let's go for the Eventide Jade. And let me mark this all off as we get it. Eventide Jade. Raw Carnelian. Raw Opal. And then we have a lower chance of getting the Beastkin Horn. I believe that is purely because we are a lower level currently. We are only level... Wait, no, that's definitely not it. We're level 68. We have more than enough level. And that means our gathering stat isn't nearly high enough to max that out. Interesting. Ooh, that's fun. Okay, yeah, we're going to need to keep upgrading our gear if we want to get these level 60 items. Still, come to me, Beastkin Horn. And that rainbow pigment is technically a collectible. Let's see what it actually is for, I think. What do you use rainbow pigment for? Let's grab it and find out. First off, double checking sharp vision. 15, 50. Dang it, can't stack two different effects. Oh well. All right, rainbow pigment with 96% collect rate. Let's get that collectability up as high as we can. I'd like to see 600. 600 is the goal. All right, now collect 3 of them. And what are you actually for, rainbow pigments? I cannot use you for anything. And I don't... You are a collectible, but you're not in... Oops, wrong menu. You're not in the collectible list. So you're not used for turn-ins for script. So you are probably actually used for something much later in the game. In fact, I've got a pretty good idea that I know what you are for. And we're not going to be needing you until patch 3.55. So right before Stormblood. Okay, just wanted to double check that real quick. The alternative is it's used for something called Ethereal Reduction. Did I unlock that? I want to say I did, but I'm not actually entirely sure. Whatever, doesn't matter too much. That is everything from this collection node, so let's see what's next. Alright, for our next mining spot, we've come here to the east end of Vorsian Soran, here in the Sea of Clouds, where we've got some mining spots just along the cliff here, where we can get Abelathian Spring Water, some Aurum Regis Sand, and I'm going to leave that Glass Eye alone because, yeah, I remembered Rainbow Pigment and Glass Eye are both used for that thing that is going to come much, much, much later in the game, right before Stormblood. So we are just going to mine up some crystals here, now that we have our new items, and we're going to move on to the next place. Our next gathering point is here in the southwest of the Dravanian the Kurthus Western Highlands. Why was I saying Dravanian no, whatever. We're here in the southwest at Red Rim, and I spent some time looking around, and I don't think there is a way to get up here without flight. If there is a way to get up here, please let me know. I'm very curious. Anyways, we have a gathering point up here, where we can get some raw citrine. Let me just mark that off my checklist. And grab some ice crystals. We'll worry about the ice stalagmite much later. And then we can move on to our next destination. Alright, next up we are here in the Churning Mist, heading north out of Mogholm. Our destination is up here, where we actually traveled before as a botanist, trying to find some way to get to a certain time node that we might actually have access to now. Might. I'm genuinely not certain about that. I'm going to have to investigate to be absolutely sure. It is possible we need flight to get to it. So, it might not be possible quite yet. But we have been up here before as a botanist in the search for how to get up to, I think it was that island specifically. Yeah, we're gonna need flight to get there. So let's head up here this time as a miner to pick up whatever new gatherables are in the area. Alright, we got our rocky outcrops, and they're gonna give us so much. Hard silver sand. Gonna be marking these off as I go off my checklist. Cloud mica. Tektites. Let's see. Fossilized dragon bone. And let's get some lumithrite sand while we're here as well. There we go. And I'll leave the Duskfall moss for later. Okay, that is it for this node. Let's see what's next. Our last item for today is going to be our collectible for the day, our level 55 collectible, which can be found to the southeast of Onyx Shrine, starting at 4 PM or 4 AM Eorzean time and ending 2 hours later. We've been here before. There's 2 other collectibles in this spot. This is where we've gotten most of our collectibles for Heavensward so far. But still, want to rush to get to it before it disappears in like 2 real-life minutes. We've got time. Alright, let's hurry up, grab that rarefied limonite. We've got 8 attempts at this node. Very nice. Alright, with 6 attempts at gathering the actual collectible, let's do it. Let's get 6 rarefied limonite. Going to give us plenty of script for the day. And let's get 2 more donut to turn that in. Alright then, hello there collectible appraiser. I've got some rarefied limonite for you this time around. You're gonna give me 20 script per. Nice. And I'm probably going to immediately, let's just immediately turn that into more high core gels, because those are extremely useful at all times. Awesome. Okay, later Lona, did I? Okay, not worried about that yet. Okay, so I did unlock Ethereal Reduction. So the collectibles I gathered, that confirms for sure that they are not reducibles. So they are for the thing introduced right before Stormblood. Alright, with that, I believe we are all caught up on our mining for now. So next time on Final Fantasy XIV, what are we doing? Looks like we're doing some side quests. Alright, good chance I might actually break up the order that I normally do things for my side questing, specifically so I can get access to that time node I mentioned. I'm gonna need to double check if I actually do need flight first though. Alright, I will see everyone next time for that, and we'll see with what I've decided to do at that point.